Hello, gorgeous. We are back today, and today we're talking about frequencies and energies. You guys know, one of my favorite topics. So, I just finished a really delicious High Priestess, High End Divinity class in my CEO Boss Queen course, which is a very High Priestess level course for business entrepreneurs, spiritual teachers, things of that nature. And one of the topics that came up was that when we are reading a book, or working with a mentor, or following a famous person online, or looking to someone to be sort of a teacher, a guide, a mentor to us, we don't just take on their teachings, we also take on their entire energetic field. In that moment that you two are connected, meaning there is this unspoken, unsaid contract between you two, one of teacher, mentor, guide, and one of student, in that moment there's this energetic flow that starts happening, and sometimes people don't realize that, right? So for example, let's say that there is a teacher out there that has a wonderful process for saving money, okay, or a wonderful process for gardening, okay, like they're really good at that aspect, okay, and you want to learn that from them. So you go and you either start watching their content, read their book, or hire them as a coach or mentor. Well, what you'll start to realize, if you're self-aware enough, if depending on what stage you're in, is that you're not just taking on their process or their like system. You start thinking like this person, you start embodying and taking on some of their energy. So for example, if they have certain limiting beliefs around saving money or gardening, you start taking those on depending on how many open centers you have in your human design and which centers they are. That's why it's really important to know this and be mindful of this. And so have you noticed that when you're watching someone repeatedly, or if you're working with a mentor, reading one author's books, let's say, it's almost like that person now has a voice in your space. Like you start almost like hearing them, oh, well, what would they think? Or what would they say about this, right? Or how would they do this? And sometimes it's really easy to get lost in that. This is why it's really important to recognize that you do take on your mentors and teachers' energy embodiments. So what do you do in that situation? Depending on the stage you're in, you might have something to learn from some of the teachers that have something important to teach in one aspect, but their human embodiment is still functioning in more of those denser emotions, more of those denser places of fear, shame, guilt, and things like that. And so you need to be able to go in, get that information, learn it, embody it, separate yourself from them, close that loop, cut that contract, get out of there, close that portal, so to speak, and then take a step back and cleanse your energy, and then find higher frequency mentors and teachers. Sometimes what I've seen is that, let's say that you are in the basic babe stage or the self-aware Barbie stage, and you found someone whose teachings you really needed at that time, okay, and you went and you started following this person, reading all their books, maybe buying courses from them, watching all of their content, and just kind of like just tapping into their energy. And let's say that they really activated something in you that was really important at that time in your journey. But because you continued to do your inner work, you at some point evolved out of that stage, and now you're in like the $1 million babe, high-end divinity stage. But because you feel like they were such an important part of your journey, you stayed tapped into them. But if they were also not doing their inner work and they're still tapped into the resonance field of basic babe or self-aware Barbie, every time you go to watch their content now or read a book or do something with them, you don't feel expansive. You don't feel like empowered. You don't feel like you remember who you are. You don't feel like you're going into your next level. In fact, you feel bad, and yet you love this person, you're tied to this person, you care for this person because they were such an important part of your journey at some time. And I know this can be difficult because I've certainly gone through that process. I think because of the way the structural system and the way the algorithms are set up in social media, a lot of brilliant teachers get stuck because they come in and they have an important job here to do on this planet, and they start teaching something, empowering something, but they get stuck and locked into a niche, and they either stop doing their own inner work or stop talking about their own inner work, and they attract all of these people at this certain level, but they almost have to keep themselves at that level because they're locked into that niche. And if some of those people are doing their inner work, you'll notice that a lot of their students will actually evolve out of their field. They won't feel good anymore hanging out with this person, even if it's just online, because there's no more resonance. Okay, you might love this person, you might really value what they have added to your life, but you and them are no longer resonating on the same field anymore. Like you don't feel good after consuming that kind of content. So one of the things I've had to learn to do on my journey is being able to take what I've appreciate what I've taken from those people, embody it, and then close that loop, thank them, like almost like do a little bit of like a spiritual Marie Kondo, like thank them for teaching you what you needed to learn at that point of your journey, and then let those people go with love and light. Sometimes what happens is some of my clients have a lot of open centers, okay? Their human design, like it's just really open. And they had to learn something from a certain teacher at this level that they were in. And then they kept doing their inner work and they evolved out of that resonance. Now they go and they try to follow this person and they feel bad, or that person like pulls them back down. So they come to me, do their inner work, they're watching my content, and then they go and watch this other person, and then it pulls their whole field down, because in order to even be able to hang out with that person, you have to almost go backwards. You have to like lower your energy to meet them where they're at. And this does not mean that they're wrong or they're bad. Like it's just about either denser frequency or lighter frequency, right? Like more energies of expansion, more energies of truth and love, or is it like this energy of fear, scarcity, limitation? So as you go throughout this journey, you're going to meet certain mentors and guides that are meant to fill this one important piece of the puzzle for you, okay? And then you have to close that loop and move on to the next thing, to higher vibrations. So whoever you're following right now, whoever you're reading right now, whoever you're listening to, is this person your next level, or even at your level, or do you almost have to lower yourself down a couple of notches? And here's how you'll notice. Do you feel expanded? Do you feel good? Do you feel light after engaging with these people or their materials? Or do you feel depressed, sad, lower vibration, icky, dense, heavy, right? Confused? Do you have doubts with who you are and your values? And without going into wrong or right, okay, is this content, person, material still serving your journey? Because there's a lot of things that we will encounter on our inner journey that really will literally help and save our life at that moment in time, and then we will evolve out of it, especially if you are a person that continues growing and evolving. Okay, so that's my message for today. I also have a very important announcement. Me and my team are launching something really, really delicious that's been in the works for a while in the metaphysical, and it is coming out soon. It's called Chords and Contracts, and it is going to be high in divinity level, deep inner work. So we're going to be disallowing from contracts that we've made in other life, vows that we've taken of poverty, of slavery, of obedience, all of these like deep karmic things. And what I'm calling it is, It's an intergalactic guide to multi-dimensional healing, and that will be announced soon. It's coming in the next few days, and my email list will be the first people hearing about this. It is going to be limited to a certain number of people because this is a 6-month sort of group coaching container. So make sure that you are signed up on the right email list. If you're unsure, go to theuniverseguru.com and sign up. It says Mina's magical email list. Sign up for that, and make sure that you put us in the approved email list. A lot of times people sign up and then it goes into like the spam folder, and then they email us saying, Mina, I'm not getting any of your emails, because it's going in there. So make sure that you put us in your approved folder, and you're seeing those emails. So Chords and Contracts will be coming out soon. Can't wait for that. I know that so many of you guys are ready for that level, deep, multidimensional inner work. So I love you. I hope this message found you well. Oh, one more important announcement. Okay, so recently I made a change and I started filming with my AirPods, which obviously has a microphone with it, and the quality of my sound has been next level. Like, we have tested this on, we have like over 20 devices just in my household. We've tested this on all different devices. My team from all over the world has tested this. Our sound has never been better. However, on every video, there's at least one person saying your voice is too low. And trust me, I am wearing a microphone. Voice has never been better. So I think it may be on your end. I think what's happening is one of two things. Either your device is either outdated, or you haven't clicked on the volume thing to make it louder. In that case, try putting up the volume or trying a different device, or your brain is playing a trick on you. Because I'm standing and I sometimes move further away from the my phone where I'm filming, your brain is telling you that you can't hear me because I'm further away, but actually you can hear me. Just turn up the volume, I promise. So I just kind of wanted to make that known, because trust me, we've tested this on over like 40 devices at this place, like worldwide, and it's not us. So just wanted to make sure that that was out there. So let me know, are there teachers that, don't say any names please, because this is not about calling anyone out. Every teacher has a valid training and a point at the level, and every teacher is there to give important information at various levels. So we're not calling out anyone. This isn't about that. This is about you and your journey and your continued inner work, and realizing that there are certain modalities or certain frequencies of the teachers that will keep you stuck. Because when you buy into something, you buy into that entire resonance field, not just what that person is teaching you. So if that person is coming from, if their field has a lot of scarcity or fear or just shame, guilt, like lower, like high, like density vibrations, like meaning high density emotions, lower vibrational emotions, you're going to take that on and amplify it depending on how many open centers you have and which ones you have. If you are unsure about your open centers, I highly recommend getting in contact with my son Arman and having your human design reading done, because that will allow you to know who you can listen to. For example, let me give you an example. I have a lot of open centers. I am a projector/reflector hybrid. So I have to be careful with a lot of people's fields because I can take their energy and then amplify it. However, the few centers that I do have colored, one is my root center. That means that I can hang out with people that are in all kinds of poverty consciousness, talking about how broke they are, talking about how money just lets them down, and it literally doesn't affect me. Like, it does nothing for me, because that center for me is colored in, which means that I am like my vibration is set in the way that it is. It can continue growing, but I'm never gonna go down to another person's lower vibration. So if I have friends that are in scarcity, I can still hang out with them. It's not a problem. I can even listen to an author or someone that has something of value to add in another area, but if they have scarcity going on when it comes to money, doesn't impact me. But if that that center was open for me, I'd have to be more careful in that area. Because if I then would hang out with people that had a lot of scarcity in their frequency, if I was reading books by author, following YouTubers or Instagrammers or whatever, TikTokers that had a lot of money problems and money core beliefs and issues like that, I would take that energy and then amplify it, and then I would be a hot mess when it comes to my own mindset and my own energy around money. So that's why knowing this information is so vital and important for you. So Armand's email is listed in the description box. I'll also pin it to the first comment. It's majestyofdivinity@gmail.com. So you can contact him, have a reading done, and find out which types of people you're gonna have to be a little bit extra careful with. Now for me, I have all of my other centers, a lot of them open. So there are people that I can't listen to. There's certain authors, there's certain YouTubers that if I follow them, because of the centers that I have open, it will resonate as doubt in me. I will start forgetting who I am metaphysically, and start engaging with the human vehicle part, the program part, and start having all of these doubts about what I'm doing and my passion and my mission. And I'll start asking all of these like basic babe questions. I'm like, what the hell is going on over here? Oh, well, look who you've been listening to. Okay, so just becoming aware, okay, without going into names, okay, in the comments, is this something that you resonate with? Has this happened to you? And what are you doing to really protect your energy and then elevate it to the next level? What we don't want right now is the few people that have awakened falling asleep because they're actually taking and amplifying the wrong type of energy that's not meant for them. So if you are in the $1 Million Babe or high-end divinity, there's no reason for you to be consuming content from people that are supposed to be teaching $1 Million Babes and self-aware Barbies. There's no point, because you are evolved out of that now. You're done with that. Like, you have done that inner work. You're ready for the next level. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.